what will I do after I graduate? Like there are a lot of students I meet each and every day. They say, sir, I'm a graduate. What will I do now? Shall I go for a master's in technical studies? Somebody who is from an English background, he'll ask, okay, sir, can I go for a master's in English? Will that help? Shall I go for a journalism course? Shall I go for an MBA or any specific business related course like international business or marketing or finance? So there are a lot of, and the people around you, they will influence you. What are you doing here? You should go for a technical degree. Parents will say, oh, you've already, spent a lot of money. Now you need to go and you need to look for a job at least for 2-3 years. Then like friend is studying in some university, they'll say, oh, don't go to, any country. I mean, don't go to Australia. It's not safe. So, there are a lot of confusions. So you need to first plan what's your career goal? What's your short-term goal? What's your long-term goal? So you need to plan accordingly. You need to see, okay, now I'm a graduate. Let's say you need to check whether you want to choose engineering as your career or not. If you are looking for an MBA, if you are looking for a management degree, will you be working in a technical field for 3-4 years before you go for an MBA, or you want to go for an let's say any related experience related to management? So you need to find your liking. Now, how to do that? So let's say somebody who is working, let's say general example, like people like after graduation they choose their own field. Like let's say let's talk about the engineering sector. 43% of the students who generally abroad, go abroad or apply for an abroad study, they are so generally they are confused after working for let's say 2 years, 1 year, 3 years. They say, okay, sir, now I want to go for an MBA because I'll get a highest paid salary. Now there are a lot of there are a lot of questions. So shall I go for a master's in management right after my graduation, or shall I wait for an MBA? I mean, wait for a work experience before I go for my MBA. So now we'll go to the next slide, which describes this kind of what should you do? Work after graduation in India. The career growth, you can see this, right? This is your career growth when you work after graduation in India. The gross salary will be also like this. Now, if you talk about the career growth outside the country, if you choose the right program and right university and the right country, then definitely your career, growth will be like this. And obviously, if your career is growing, you'll get a good amount of salary as well. Now, this is graduation plus masters abroad. Definitely your higher growth. Which program, which university, which country, what should be my budget, how should I apply, shall I take IELTS, shall I take GMAT, right? These questions that I've already discussed with you. Shall I go for an Ivy League school only, or shall I go for a decent school with a minimum budget? Whether I should go to US, whether UK is good for my program, can I get a scholarship in Canada? Can I apply, without a score? Can I get a waiver? So there are a lot of questions. So these are the, decision points of your, application process. So first, I would like to suggest you that you need to choose your program. First, be clear about your program. Whatever you want to do, be clear. Then accordingly, we'll see, okay, MS or MBA or MS Management or Law, whatever, according to your career graph, according to your short-term goal, according to your long-term goal. Now somebody who is looking for, like MS, so he should have this kind of things in his mind, that he can go for a research interest, he can go for a specific area like, let's say, automotive engineering, or like specific like automobile engineering, or let's say artificial intelligence, or like engineering management. There are a lot of other programs nowadays, management information system. Like, let's say somebody is looking for MS management. So will it be good for him if he is going for a core management program, or will he go for a mixed kind of program, like let management with an international business as a specialization? So what universities look for? Definitely they look for your GRE, GMAT. I mean GRE or GMAT. If you are looking for a degree in US, or let's say in Canada, if you are looking for an technical related degree, you have to take your GRE. And if you are looking for a management related degree, you have to take your GMAT. Apart from that, you need to take IELTS or TOEFL. Remember guys, IELTS and TOEFL both are not required. Generally, I face questions, sir, can I take both of the exams? Why? If one exam is sufficient, why will you take two? So you can take IELTS or you can take TOEFL. That depends on the university and the country's specific requirement. Your academic record is also very important. But remember one thing, your academic record, let's say we do not get good scores in our academics due to some reason. There are a lot of reasons. You guys, that. So if something, happened to academic, you can compensate it with a very good score, GRE or GMAT score, because that proves your current academic standard. So if your academic record is not, I'm not talking about 40% or something. I'm talking, let's say somebody was 80%, unfortunately, he didn't, score good because of ill health or whatever. So you can go for a good, preparation in GRE or GMAT according to the requirement of the university and program, and you can get a good score. And that will compensate your academic record. These two things, the score and academic record, will combinedly, presented to the admissions committee. Now the work research experience. Now Tushar, one guy who has published 2 papers here, and just a second, Tushar, yes. So he has published 2 research papers and international journals. Now he has taken GRE. So my point is, when we are looking for a degree in technical, then definitely your research experience will count, but the number of years of work experience will not be a factor while selecting a student. Remember this, it is a requirement for an MBA but not for a master's student, because they will definitely look for your technical exposure, whether you have done it during your academics or in the work field, that doesn't matter. Now if you talk about the extracurricular activities, see, these extracurricular activities are those things which will make you stand out of the crowd, which will definitely will make make you unique. The profile that we are going to make, while applying to the universities, that profile should be unique, because academically or score wise, no university can make a profile unique. Somebody likes sports, somebody is a good singer, somebody is a good athlete. So by that way, the achievements they have done, a profile can be unique. Now the personal documentation. The personal documentations, like your financial documents, your let's say some transcripts, some kind of immunization certificates and all. So these are also required by because you are an international student. Now this is the profile. This is the profile. 33% of the student profile, it includes application, work experience, extracurriculars, then academic record and the test score. See, each and every section has its own advantage, but it doesn't mean it is fixed for each and every university. It keeps on changing, and obviously each and every year the strategy of admissions change in each and every university, because the competition factor rises. If you talk about 5 years back, hope Tushar can hear me, 5 years back, if you talk about a good score, it was 1200 out of 1600. But nowadays, the GRE pattern has been changed. and it's 340 total. Even if you get 325, which is equivalent to 1350 to 1400 with the old pattern, still it's very competitive to get in. So the competition factor is also, like it increases day by day. So the universities make sure they are maintaining their own standard. So that's the only reason, this student profile, which is 33% here, it can be changed to 40% according to a program's requirement. Yeah, now the profile assessment criteria. Specific talents. I've already discussed with you specific talents in terms of singing, in terms of, let's say, playing, in terms of national level, like exhibitions, something that is, there in your, blood, right? And that you can do up to the best. It's not that, I'm a bathroom singer. That doesn't work. If you have taken your talent to the next level, that is a good, point. So whenever you think that you can go, you can be a good singer, or you can be a, let's say somebody, like I placed him in Carnegie Mellon. He had published around 16 papers when he was studying in his BTech. So point is, there should be something. He was a tech guy and he was looking for a technical field career only. So he had done that. Now you need to find that, inner spirit in you. I'm not saying it should be a technical thing only. You can be a good runner, no problem. You can be a, good social worker. So whatever that makes you, feels happy, you do that. But take it to the next level. I told you, just gave you an example. You cannot be a bathroom singer and you say, okay, I'm a good singer. No, that will not help you. Go and participate in some events. Go and participate in some of, let's say Indian, voice talents. There are a lot of things happening in India nowadays, right? Now, the universities also, they look for your skills, knowledge, and everything. They have graded everything, every kind of skills required from a student according to the program and the university's requirement. Now, adaptability, flexibility, because you need to adjust with lot of, things there. You are getting, rice, dal, and everything here. There you may not get it. You may have to, uh, uh, eat sandwiches for 2 days. So the place is, let's say, minus 20 degrees Celsius. So you need to adjust with the environment there, and the passion, because your professor will, give you. Believe me, guys, this is my experience. Professor will just give you one line. You'll not get, the paper, or not get anything related to that topic, even if you search the whole library. So your passion, for that field is very required, because you need to go for a lot of things. And if you Google, they have a plagiarism software, they'll catch you up. So you need to see, okay, this, if you don't know, then ask them or change the topic. But do not try to, like, they just don't like it. Now, again, I've discussed about the behavioral and cultural fit, linguistic and communication skills, because these are the skills that those are tested in your, the examinations like TOEFL and, IELTS, all these kind of examinations. Now, mobility, then ability to handle cultural diversity. These are, again, the part of your profile assessment criteria. Now the admissions, can be, like, it's very complex. You can see on my screen the country selection. Let's say somebody is looking for a computer science degree, and I'm sending him to, let's say, he wants to make a career, he wants to go for a good job after he completes his computer science. Let's say, like, I'll send him to UK, right? So in UK, the education is good, but the job prospects are not that good because of the visa rules and regulations. So these are the only reasons, that will not, that will not allow me to suggest that student, okay, you should go for UK. Rather, I'll send him to US or Canada or Australia, where, everything is like, if you study, and there's some rules, regulations, obviously, but you will get a job. So we need to choose a good for our program. The program, let's say somebody is looking for an international business, so he can go for Europe. He can, obviously, US is a first option, but, if somebody is looking to complete his degree in 1 year, he can go for Europe. Somebody is looking for, let's say, biotechnology, I'll send him to, like US. I'll send him to Canada. So you need to I mean, the program according to the, the country according to the program, you should choose accordingly. Now there are, work experience. Work experience is generally required whenever you are going for a management degree. So the work experience is really very helpful. I mean, because when you are management is what? It's a professional degree, right? So you need to be a professional. You need to know what is a corporate culture, how to, how to, I mean, adjust with that. So there are a lot of, I'm not talking about MBA only, there are related, I mean, programs which are, like MIS, Management Information System, Engineering Management, so Operation Research. These are again related programs, like, which are very, interesting programs. So which is, 30 to 40% technical knowledge, then 60 to 70% your management studies. So you need to take credits from both of the, like both of the schools, like business school and the technical school. So moreover, work experience is required for those kind of programs. But when you are applying for a master's program, or when you are applying for a, like normal, I mean, let's say journalism program and all, you do not need a work experience. But if you have it, that's a plus point. Now LOR, letter of recommendations. The letter of recommendations are, like very important in your application, because let's say, like everybody can study and, they can mug up, they can get a good score. But if somebody is recommending you, let's say your professor is really pleased with your work, you have done a very good project under him, so he can recommend you. And remember guys, everybody cannot be a recommender. I get questions from my students. They ask me, sir, I have worked with an IIT professor for 2 days. Can I get a recommendation? IIT professor is my uncle. Can I get a recommendation? So no, these kind of recommendations won't work. Even they will not give you. Because recommendation is something when you work for at least 2-3 months with a guy who, who knows you, your technical knowledge, your skill set. So those persons can recommend you. Again, remember one thing, those recommenders writing is very important, because that will, strengthen your profile. And you should be related to your work field. Let's say you are applying for actuarial science and you are getting a recommendation from your computer science professor. That won't help you. So you need to connect the dots. You need to see, okay, this is my program and who can be my recommender and who can help me, who can write a good, like good point for my, recommendation. So at least 2 or 3 recommendations are required, right? So you need to choose your recommendations accordingly. And these are online, and you need to submit everything online only. So the recommender will submit your recommender, very confidential. Now SOP is statement of purpose. It is something that really, I told you, like it will make your profile unique. It's a kind of 1.5 pages essay that you need to write. Why that program, why that university, why should they take you, what have you been doing to improve your profile, what is the uniqueness of your profile, why should you get the admission offer, what kind of things you have been, like you have done related to your field, what is the contribution towards the society. So SOP is, really a crucial, I have seen students with bad scores with strong SOPs getting into top schools like Stanford and all, because they've done a lot of things. And SOP is something like, it's like you need to, be very honest. You need to write whatever you've done, but you need to write it properly by the way the university wants to read it. So you should know, okay, and each and every university has different requirements. So you need to see, okay, SOP is something where a student, writes about himself, but it is not the, proper thing. You need not write about yourself only. You need to write about the connection of your vision with the university's requirement. And it should not be a boring draft. Oh, I've done it. You see, suppose I'm doing, okay, I have done it. So the reader may get bored. So you need to make it interesting. Why we, read Chetan Bhagat's novel? Why not other? Because, it is interesting. The way he writes, it is very good, because it's for the young generation. And young generation likes that kind of, language. So the language is also very important. The kind of, words. You're a technical guy and you are using philosophical words like Shakespeare's words, and that will not help you. You need to write it in your own language. But yes, you remember one thing: you need to write it according to the university's requirement and your current position. Now, the grades. I've already discussed the grades with you. I mean, grades are important, but if you do not have a very good grade, if you are not a topper or something, do not worry. You concentrate on your exam. That will help you get in a good score. Now the budgets. Budgets are something, like you need to make a plan beforehand, because I've seen, in my life, I've seen a lot of students, I mean, who do not plan their budget initially. They just apply. They say, okay, sir, when I get an admission, then I'll see. No, we need to make a plan from the very beginning that, okay, this is my budget. Then I can, then we'll plan accordingly. How to, go ahead with the budget, how to go ahead with the, things, how to go ahead with, like what should be the, program that you need to choose for. Now ECA is like, again, the extracurricular activities. Generally, it is really, very important, because it makes you stand out of the crowd. It makes your profile unique, and it should not be, you should not participate in 10 activities. It can be 2 or 3 or 1, doesn't matter, but you should have taken it to the next level. Guys, you can ask me questions also in between. These are the biggest, obstacles, I can say. This is just a random, we have surveyed, and this is a figure. Now, these are the top 5 destinations. These are the top 5 destinations, guys, where, generally, this is a figure by UNESCO Institute of Statistics, and it was in 2010. And these are only Indian students. You can see, in United States, I mean, the maximum number of students from India, they generally go to USA, then UK, then Australia, then New Zealand, then Canada. But the figures are like, the Canada figure is up to 2009. And, I can say nowadays, US, after US, people prefer to go to Canada. And these are the expenditures. Just have a look. It's a very important slide. Just have a look. According to the country, there are requirements for the programs. Now I'll go to the next slide, guys. This is a very, I know it'll take time, but I'll tell you, On an average, if you go to USA, you can see for PG and MBA, it's like 10 to 25 lakhs budget you should have. And UK, this is the thing, 12 to 18 for PG and MBA. For MBA is for 12 to 30 lakhs, 16 lakhs. Then New Zealand and Canada. And these are the application, deadlines. See, generally, fall is like they started in August, September of each and every year. And spring is they started in January or February of each and every year. Now the deadlines are like this. If you are applying for fall, the deadline will be from October of previous year. Let's say I am applying for fall 2013. So the deadline will start from October 2012. It will last up to May 2013, depending on the university and the program. Now if I am applying for spring, but spring is, I'll tell you, like, remember guys, it's a very small intake. All the universities are not open. So from July to October of the previous year, these, the deadlines will be there during this period for spring 2015. But once you decide to apply, I have, I will suggest you should apply. This is a recommended deadline by, from my experience, the 1st December should be your, deadline to apply. And if you're applying for spring, then 15th August. But yes, the universities will start accepting applications from, let's say the deadline is October. So then universities will start accepting applications from August. So I will suggest you try to submit it in August or September. Don't wait up to the deadline. And don't do any last moment work. See, now you can see from March to September. See, I'm planning for 2013. So I'm, suggesting you accordingly. Test taking is like March to September of 2012. Now, short list of universities will be May to October of 2012. Now, the application period, this is, complete and send your applications by October to February of 2013. Now, March to June, you'll get your admission decision. Then, May to August, you need for your visa, departure, not even accommoded. Shall I with me? Talk to the universities, associations, plan out everything. Now, this is the roadmap. First, I told you define your objectives. Then get your profile assessed. Now, shortlist of universities. Then, according to the, prepare for your test and all. Then start applying as per dates, the deadlines basically. Then develop your funding plan. Funding plan in the sense, I'll discuss it later. What is the funding plan? Then the visa, then pre-departure. These are some of the services that we provide. This is the admissions guidance service. So we will help you, doing all these things. So we have a mentor program. Will help you, choose your program and help you regarding your, basics of your profile, where you stand, where you should be to meet the competition level. The kind of, the expert advice I can say. We have full of mentors who have already studied outside. They will be, guiding you. So, starting from shortlisting of universities, filing your applications, helping you with the essays, LORs, SOP. We have a good team, experienced team. Then the documentation, interview preparation, visa, so everything. These are the kind of, the admission guidance services. This is a sample, like editorial support. You can just now this slide is, test preparation, like thing. We've got the number, highest number of GRE, scorers, then highest number of top scorers in GMAT. Everything that you need to, have a good score, very experienced faculties, and because we are a, multinational company, so we have, like taught students from each and every country, so we know how to get a good score according to the, because if you talk about the examinations like GRE or GMAT, people generally face problem in the verbal section because our English is not up to that kind of level that we test for. So we need to see, okay, now we are generally used to the British English system, and now GRE, GMAT, and these are American-based exams. So there are a lot of related to the thinking level, the logical thinking. They just think everything logically, but sometimes if we think it's like on a emotional touch to a thinking. So like you need to really practice a lot to have a good uh, score. Now you don't have to study everything, so we'll tell you what should be studied, and we'll give you materials, we'll give you everything that is needed for you, the assignments, the class notes, everything that is needed for a good score. Now these are the universities where we have already placed students. Apart from that, we've got placements this year in Harvard, Stanford, and all. This is a global presence. Yeah, now I'll come to the point, how to fund your education. There are a lot of ways. First thing is your, parents, like pocket, which is obviously, everybody is, everybody is aware of. But apart from that, every university has its own, program. If you are competitive enough, if your profile is very good, they do not hesitate to give you a scholarship. But the scholarship is very, very competitive. Again, it's like in some countries, if you look for Singapore and if you look for scholarship, it may not be possible because of it's an Asian schools. It's an Asian school, and again you have very few, like the expenditure is also very less. So in that way, the topmost country which is good for a scholarship part is USA, then Canada, then you can look for UK or Australia. But the UK and Australia, the scholarship options are very, very less, very less. But in USA, UK, they generally respect the caliber of a student. You may not get a full scholarship, but you will get some kind of scholarship depending on the program, depending on the university, and of course depending on your profile. Now, apart from that, let's say somebody doesn't, like he has not got a scholarship from the university. So guys, do not worry. You do not have, the road closed for you. You can explore the options from, like other point of view. You can apply for scholarships outside, your university. There are scholarships available in India as well, like Reliance Scholarship, Tata Scholarship, Ford Scholarship. There are a lot of schools and a lot of scholarship options for Indians. You can apply for that. If you get selected, you may get a full scholarship, full sponsorship from them. Third option is a loan, because nowadays in some countries they've made loan is a mandatory criteria, because if you take a loan you will be serious in your studies, and if you take a loan, definitely it will help you make a career, and you can repay the loan because you are going to work in a good way after you complete your graduation, complete your program there. So loan is like, obviously you can take it from a bank, you can take it from any source you have, but you need to see the kind of like if you go for a government bank, definitely they will they will definitely make you run a lot of times. They will not the service is not good. They may not like respond to your queries. They may not release the fund when you need it, because these are the kind of experiences that my students have faced, and I'm just sharing this with you. But point is, what is the benefit with Credila? You will definitely get a doorstep service. According to the loan, if you, you guys must have applied for a, anybody, who is experienced for a loan, you have to, give lot of documents to the bank. So, but in Credila, you will find all the documentation and stuff, which is, they're very helpful, because I know, definitely, if somebody is it's a business for them. But point is, you need to see the facilities, the kind of facilities that they are going to give. No bank provides that. And moreover, whenever we apply for a loan, we need to see the evaluation of our parents, of our property, lot of things. So Credila is one organization where they will give you maximum amount of loan. Even I've seen students who have got 80-90% amount of loan, where in government banks in India or private banks in India, they may not give you that kind of loan. They may be giving you 20 to 25 lakhs loan as a maximum amount. But I know in Credila they've got 70-80 lakhs loan, because the university is good, because the profile is good. Profile in the sense they've got something mortgaged and they got a loan. So these are the kind of funding options. And if you do not have a like scholarship, if you do not have a inside scholarship from the university or outside scholarship from the from your country, but from India, then do not lose your heart. You can apply for a loan, and if you have chosen the right program, if you have chosen the right country, then guys, believe me, sky is the limit. You can go for a good job. You can just repay the loan in 2.5 years. The rest is yours, but you need to take the risk. So that's why an education consultant comes into the picture, where they guide you, okay, where you should go, so that your career will be safe. That exactly we do. So first you need to make a profile very good. No profile is perfect. So if you do not have a good profile, do not worry, you can improve it. People who are targeting for next year 2014 and all, the you have time, guys. So you need to improve it in a lot of things. Let's say you can go for a social service, you can go for any NGO activity, you can improve your score, you can go for any kind of research, any kind of business related things, any kind of paper presentations, international exhibitions. So you need to improve it, because no profile is perfect. Now answering Shweta's question, you have got 9 years experience and you like to pursue a future career in human resource, and yeah, you can do that. So you want to change your line, so definitely you need to have that kind of exposure, because you've worked as a CA. So it's totally like out of the content that you want to do. So moreover, whenever you're planning to do something out of the box, so you need to develop your profile accordingly. I just discussed, like you want to go for human resource or OD, some kind of this kind of program which is related to generally I can say HR field only. So you can just take your GMAT. You can just go for an MBA in HR or MS in HR, because you've got experience that will be utilized as well. Now, Tushar. Hi Tushar, I'm just answering your question. With 1180, you have taken the exam in 2011. Tushar has got GRE score of 1180, and he has got auditions, academic in asking about the university. So you can look for Syracuse University, you can look for Michigan State University, you can look for NYU, and on a higher side you can look for Northeastern University. So you can look for this kind of university. But sir, I'm sorry, I don't know you. Can tell me a budget, I can give a better picture of you. Now Mohana Kumaran is asking, can you please tell about the MBA courses in UK and Asia? Yeah, Mona. I mean, there are the courses like are there in like UK and Asia. There are very good schools like in Asia. We've got ISB, Indian School of Business, which is in Hyderabad, and in Singapore we have NUS and NTU. In Hong Kong we have HKUST and University of Hong Kong, which are very good. There is one school, Asian Institute of Management, which is in Manila, Philippines. So there are a lot of schools, and in UK obviously Oxford, Cambridge, Warwick, Manchester, King's College, UCL. There are a lot of Imperial. There are a lot of good schools. So, and you can choose specialization like MBA in IB, MBA in finance, HR, marketing, whatever you want to, go for according to your career. Guys, you can just start asking questions. I'll read the question and answer all your queries. Please go ahead. Whatever the questions you have, just ask me. Parth is asking, I'm planning to do my master's from Germany. Yes, Parth. And you want to go for automobile management. Okay, that's a good thing. But Parth, if you're looking for a automobile management degree, if you're an engineer, let's say related to mechanical engineering, so I'll suggest you go for a core course because the job prospects are very good. If you combine both, if you do not have an experience, it will definitely make you difficult for a job. So go for a core course in automobile engineering, and Germany is the best. For that, you need to take IELTS, and you can learn some 1 or 2 level of German language courses here in India. Then you can go and it will be very cheap as well in terms of expenditure. Tushar is asking about, I would prefer loan facility rather than investing it from my side. Yes, Tushar, I already answered your question. There are a lot of options. I've told you about Credila also. They will definitely process request in a very good way, because already I am my students have got their services and they're very happy because of the kind of services and road safe service and the kind of loan amount they are going to give you. Nobody can give you that kind of facility. Shweta, you can look for USA because you have got a good experience. Shweta, who has got 9 years experience, who is a CA, is asking. She's asking about like which country should she choose. So Shweta, you can go for a you can apply for U, but that will be a 2 years proper degree. But if you want to complete it in 1 year, you can look for some top schools in UK and Europe, like NCR, IELTS, HEC Paris. There is a school in Switzerland, I am Switzerland. So these are very good choice for you because you'll find your kind of work experience people there. Enjoy the class as well. Devanshi, can you just tell me what kind of medicine courses you want to pursue in UK? Then only I can tell you about the budget. Shweta is also asking about the scholarship. Yes, Shweta, I place students with full scholarship, and obviously with your kind of profile, like we will be excited to work. So let's you can just send your profile, and I'll get it evaluated. Shweta is again asking a question that masters in human resources. Yeah, Shweta, I mean you can go for MS in HR, but if you go for MBA, MBA in HR, that will broaden your choices. Not want to stick to HR tomorrow, let's say the job market is not that good or something, you can change your stream and you can go for general management program. But if you go for an MS in HR, the job chances will be limited because after once you apply for a job, then let's say you are a recruiter and you want to apply, you need to apply for a job here. Will prefer an Indian. Let's say you are in Europe and you want to apply for a post a job in HR. So first they prefer an European, then only they'll choose an Indian. So I'm just suggesting you something to broaden your choices. Yes, the USA, UK, Europe, if you go for a top, let's say top 50 school, job will not be a problem. Now Kailash Gupta, hi Kailash, you are asking about the Mississippi State University for a computer science UG. See, it's a state university, Kailash, so it's very good. And you know, like you have got a very good amount of scholarship. First of all, very many congratulations. So you know, like it's a very good program and a very good university. But I'll say the location is of, you know, I mean, location is not that, a lot of black people are there. So you need to accommodate with that situation, because I'll also suggest you to go there because of your scholarship. If you do not have any other offer in your hand, then, you know, or if you have something, then you just discuss with me right now. I'll clarify. Okay. Otherwise, you know, you can choose this alternative. Devanshi is asking for the budget, you know, like in UK for MBBS courses. It'll cost you around 15 to 18 lakhs per annum, Devanshi. Tushar, hi Tushar, you're back. Yeah, GRE and TOEFL would not work for Germany. See, like top schools, they generally highly recommend it, but they don't need it. TOEFL will work definitely. You know, TOEFL or IELTS, anything will be fine. Okay. Any other query, guys? You have? Yes, there are good schools in India as well. Like your University of New South Wales. Then there is Melbourne Business School. Then Australian Graduate School of Management. These are very good schools for your program there in Australia. Monash University. Now Akshay Anand, hi Akshay. Akshay is asking about does college ranking matter in MS Computer Science from US? How will that impact my career in United States? Like a college having ranking in top 20 like USC, and like AS, which is ranking in 65, other universities like Sunny UB rank 75. See, Akshay, you have a very good question. First of all, I'm very happy with your question. Uh, See, obviously the brand name will be a matter once you complete your graduation. But you know, see your ROI. Let's say in Sunny Buffalo you are spending around 15 lakh, or you know, per annum, and totally 30 lakhs. And USC you need to spend 50 lakhs. It's a very expensive university. So you know, you need to see the ROI. Right? Rather, you know, I'll suggest you now in the current scenario you have to look for a you know, good university where you can go for a good ROI, return on investment. The brand, if money is not a matter, then you can choose a USC. But if you are considering budget also as a constraint for you, then I'll suggest you go for Sunny Buffalo or ASU, because these are state universities and these are having a very good placement record as well. Requirements for visa, Tushar, are you asking about the Germany visa? Now Harsh is asking what is the scope of statistics after graduation. I have been muted by the organizer. Sorry Harsh, because there were a lot of noise, that's why we have done it. But anyways, I'll answer your question. The scope of statistics is very good. It's very good in Australia. It's very good in US, and you can choose a very interesting subject, that is actuarial, which is related to statistics. They have a lot of scope here. Any guys? Kailash Gupta. Okay, hi Kailash. You are asking about the website address. It's, see, like if you are looking for my website address, it's egglobal.com. The Credila website is credila.com. Uh, Harsh Shukla, hi Harsh. Harsh is asking about the fees of Australia. It'll cost you around, if you do a 2 years program, it'll cost you around 24 to 25 lakhs for the tuition fees plus the living. And if it is a 1 year or 1.5 years program, it will cost you around 18 to 20 lakhs, 18 on an average with plus living expense. Star is asking 1180 sufficient. See, Tushar, I'll suggest you to give it again because it's a old pattern score. So if you give it now, it will definitely help you, in terms of everything. When you'll get acquainted with the new pattern, and obviously the university will also prefer it, in terms of the newly revised, exam. But see, you should get a good score. That's the point. If you have not prepared, then don't give it. Don't take a chance. Because once you report your score, every score will go to the university. Hi, Dhanalakshmi, and you are asking some question that I'm not getting. Please describe it. Yeah, Shweta, you can send your profile to loan@credila.com. This Credila people will forward your query to me. I'll solve it. Yeah, Tushar. See, if Tushar is asking experience of 1 year is useful. See, Tushar, if you are applying for a master's program, they do not need a work experience. But if you have something related to your field where you want to go for a master's course, it will definitely help you. Guys, it was a nice interaction with you. Hope to interact with you again very soon. And if you have any query, please do not hesitate to email us. We'll help you solve your query ASAP. Thank you so much for your attendance.